Host controls are extra settings and options that help you manage your sessions. You can find all these options under the Host Control tab on the bottom of your menu. Here, you can enable permissions for both singular users or all users, as well as some additional options under the Host Actions tab. At the top, we have Search for Users. This allows you to find a specific user in your session. We also have Sort Users, which allows you to rearrange the user tab by join order, alphabetical, avatar type, full body or half body, device type, and hosts. If you would like to add someone as a host, you can click on the three dots on their user listing and select Add Host. Click on this again to remove host permissions. Other options we have in this menu include Seat User and Summon User. If you select one of these, your menu will close and then you can aim your marker at where you would like this user to be. Then click the left mouse button or your trigger button to confirm. We also have Delete IFX, which will delete every IFX this user has placed in the scene, as well as Remove from Session, which will kick the user to the main menu, and Ban from Session, which will kick them to the main menu and stop them from rejoining. This is also where you will find the toggle for emojis. If you have this enabled, they will be able to spawn emojis for clapping, raising their hand, and thumbs up. This is useful when muted users want to communicate without unmuting. If you toggle this setting on, it will be enabled for just that user. But if you want to toggle it on for all users, you can open up Session Settings. Mic will allow you to mute all users and choose whether they can unmute themselves. This is useful during talks when you want to reduce distractions. If you want to allow people to have discussions amongst themselves in the same session, you can enable 3D Voice. 3D Voice controls how far a user's voice will carry. The default distance for 3D Voice is 15 feet, but you can adjust this to be bigger and smaller as needed. If you toggle on Create IFX, all users will gain access to the IFX menu. If you enable Shared IFX, all IFX will automatically be shared. If Shared Screen is turned on, all users will be able to share their screen with the group. If you enable the Recordings toggle, your users will then be able to make recordings of the session for future use or reference. Load Location and Load Experience will give them access to those tabs and allow them to play content or move all users to a different environment. If you toggle on Sticky Notes, they will be able to create and add sticky notes to the session. You can also turn off the nameplates above users' heads and turn off clapping emojis that will appear above their heads when users clap in VR. You can restrict your sessions so only members of your group can join for an extra layer of security. Each user has a personal drawpad that they can take notes on. If this setting is disabled, no non-hosts will have access to their drawpad. If you toggle off drawpad to whiteboard connections, non-host users will not be able to connect their drawpads to the whiteboards. You can enable 3D Pen and personal web browsers. If personal boundary is enabled, any users that get within a certain distance of each other will become visible to each other. Only host can invite restricts non-hosts from sharing the session ID. No full body avatars will set all users to half body when viewed in VR or on phones and tablets. This can be enabled to improve performance in heavy sessions. Disabling mixed reality window will stop users from being able to access the mixed reality window from their wrist controls. You can find more controls in the Host Actions tab. Here, you can summon all your users to one spot, or you can sit them all down. Once you have them seated, you will then have the option to lock them in their chairs. This option will be grayed out if there are no suitable chairs in the location. You also have the option to delete all IFX or just a shared IFX to help you quickly clean up your session. The last option in this panel is Lock Session. This will allow you to stop any more users from joining. You do have the option of assigning these permissions to each user individually. Different devices have different options. For example, users on phone or tablet do not have access to the IFX menu, so this will be missing from the available options. You can click on the icons in the Users tab to add or remove permissions. You have all of the same options as in Session Settings, but with finer control. This allows you to have users help you run your session without granting them full host controls. For example, you can take specific users off of 3D Voice so they can make announcements, or allow them to briefly share their screen or add IFX to the session. As the host, you will be able to see user status icons. This will allow you to see how far the user's download has progressed, if loading has failed, if they are taking a recording, or if they are seat locked.